And he wins the hit. Singapore will be very disappointed the fact that they didn't overcome Sri Lanka, because this could have been the game that would have seen them to stop that ball going forwards. Narit, big switch from him. Good challenge coming in from Pongsak. Thailand just letting Pongsak step up onto the ball, who drills it forwards. Easily picked off, and Harindra shows a good bit of stick work. Ball just adjudged to have gone out of play on that far side though. Kroeksak wanted the runner going down the line. It wasn't, so easily picked up by Taranga. Ishanka, time and space to move into. Well, they wanted the hit, and the advantage didn't transpire, so the hit given. Sri Lanka now trying to put a little bit more pressure on this Thai defence. Anuradra does well. Sundran just couldn't get the ball into the D. The reason was that it was a foul. It's the first penalty corner of the game, and it goes in favour of Sri Lanka. So Sandran it will be, who will inject this to the edge of the D. Taking a couple of step backs there is Dharmit. Will it go his way? Where are Sri Lanka going to go? 6 players encamped in and around the edge of the D. Oh, that's well played. And they've hit the post. Dharmit it was with the follow-up. That one's not going to count. And Sundaruan, who pushed the ball to the edge of the D, made the move back inside. However, his shot just hit the post. That's sloppy from Thailand. A very, very quick and easy loss of possession. Thai's just hanging on a little bit here at the moment. Ball just bouncing up off the stick of Thanakrit. Taranga keeps it simple. Lahiro tries to work the channel. Anuradha doing well. Long corner for Sri Lanka. Ishanka. Taranga. Dinesh. Well, you could see the intent was there. Good lunging effort from Liharu. It's wave after wave at the moment as the Thai is being forced to defend. Nice little ball with the reverse pass to Chanak. Chakan unable to make anything happen. Closing down quickly with Surasak. Once more though, Sri Lanka looking stout in defence. Dinesh. And a mistake from Taranga. Plenty of vocal encouragement here from both the men's and the women's teams, as mentioned, and also the spectators that have made their way down here. Kroeksak tried to work the line but couldn't. Narit. The little reverse pass gets some groans from the crowd. However, it's forcing the Thais back again. Scoop forwards from Narit. There's the little nudge on as well into the striker Thanakrit. Does well to keep that in play. Well, it looked from our position that it was still in. However, the umpire adjudged differently. Just couldn't get there. Taranga looks for the angle to drive it in. Thai's been forced backwards, however they are still leaving a couple of blue shirts forwards. Harindra just blocking that with his body. Well, the channel being worked and looking for the run of Thanakrit. He does well to keep it in play, he helps it into the middle, and that's the opportunity that the Thais will be looking for. They will be looking for the runs of Surasak and Thanakrit. Thanakrit working incredibly hard to keep that in play. Surasak just couldn't make the connection that he desired. Tananga. Dinesh. Amila has support. Back inside for Dinesh. Tries to find the angle. Kroeksak did well just to move his feet in the end. Slammed forward straight into the path of Ishanka. Challenge coming in. And the little flick goal bound and off the post again. So Sri Lanka have struck the woodwork twice so far in the game. You have to give a bit of credit as well to the save though. Really, really well done. Melanchon it was that managed to pull that one off. That's really good play, but it's an own goal. It's finally pushed over the line by Yongyut. Great dynamic play out wide. Sandaruan attacking to get to the baseline and went to flick it back into the danger zone. Yongyut was all he could do just to deflect it over his own goal line. Sri Lanka take a 1-0 lead. A little bit of a hammer blow there then. Well, that's just about halfway through the first half, so they are stopping for a water break due to the heat, the humidity and the conditions here. So, as it is, right on the stroke of that water break, the deadlock's broken. Yongyut scoring the own goal. It is Sri Lanka that lead by 1-0. So the teams make their way back onto the field of play after the quick water break due to the hot, humid conditions here in Singapore. It is a magnificent setting though, with the two pitches set alongside each other, which gives the opportunity and the ability for international tournaments to be held here. As it is Sri Lanka that are leading by 1-0. The Thais scoring an own goal courtesy of Yongyut just literally a few moments ago. Well, I just wonder if that water break is going to have affected the Sri Lankans, because Taranga making a mistake there and allowing the Thais possession. Surasak leaves it. He's had the best opportunity for the Thais so far in this match. Pongsak. Help forwards into the path of Chakan. Just a little bit too heavy down the line from him though. Here's Taranga. On the turn to no avail. Allows the Thais to try and come away with it. Narit wanted the hit, not given. Good closing down though from the Thais. Pongsak smashes it forwards, easily dealt with though by Nalanta. Just mops things up at the back. Sri Lanka look to switch the focal point of attack. Ishanka finds Taranga. Simply kept by Lahiru. They are working the ball well, Sri Lanka though. Dinesh. Taranga. Nice little pass back inside. That's well won back and picked up by Adisuan. Chakan. Little touch means it'll be a tie hit. There's that long ball forward. Yongyut it was. It smashed it all the way down. Amila into Dharmarathane. Amila tries to knock it into the D, looks for Lahiru. Trying to work incredibly hard. Well, that's going to be a green card. Adisuan it is. That will go off for 2 minutes. Well kept in play by Wanchalerm. Is Pongsak. And he'd already started to make the run, had Surasak, so was never going to get that ball. So Dinesh moves it on to Amila. Dharmarathane. Caught in possession. Thanakrit is dropped deep. Tries to find his strike partner, but again, just a little bit too heavy. Too much for Surasak to be able to control. Just a little over 13 minutes left in this first half. Sri Lanka lead Thailand by 1-0. Taken quickly, Shamika skips past one, just couldn't skip past two. Sandaran keeps it simple. That's a lovely turn there from Damit. Amila fires it towards the goal when he was looking to go across the goal and look for that angle. Just couldn't find him. With that comes a Thai hit. A lot of pressure being applied by Sri Lanka. In the end, that was cool from Samoethep. And that long ball forwards, this time looking for the run of Palapat. Just couldn't find him. So Sri Lanka look to build again. Thailand back to full strength. Adisuan back on the field of play. Sandaran tries to fire it across the face, looking for that far post area. There was no orange and yellow shirt there, though. That's a nice little touch there from Palapat. Good defending from the skipper, though. Nalanta showing his experience. Thai still not sacrificing too many players forwards at the moment. Oh, it's lovely stick work from Damit. Damit driving in, wins the hit. Very well played from him. Pushpa. Taranga. Nice little touch and good work from Ishanka. Ishanka wins the hit in turn. Taranga gets on with things extremely quickly. Held, reverse back in, but the foul was given. Ishanka coolly puts it into the back of the net. However, doesn't count. Well, one on that occasion from Pushpa. That's a lovely ball fired into Sandandaran, who on the reverse stick drives it high and over the top. Sandaran should really have done better on that occasion. Really good work. And a fantastic ball threaded through to him from Amila. Wasted opportunity. There's a mistake, and to be fair, Palapat wasn't expecting that. Just stopped, but the officials play the advantage. Taranga seen a lot of the ball this first half. Shankar. Taranga. Ishanka just round the corner into the path of Ishanka. Now the Thais can look to break. Sombat loses out. Pushback uses upper body strength to hold off the challenge. Taranga threaded forwards. A nice little turn. Ishanka wins the hit. Good stick work from Sandaran. Well read, though, as the Thais once again look to stream forwards. Sombat, little reverse pass into Adisuan. He gets closed down. Thailand not exposing themselves too much at the moment. No power on that strike from Chakan. And again, chance gone. Good work from Amila. Taranga. Just the legs to go back to his skipper, Lanka. Here's Amila. Looks to check back inside. Pongsak picks up the ball, however. Thais lose the hit. As the reverse smashed in. It's a good save, but the follow-up and another good save from Wanchalerm. Brilliant from him in goal. Two fantastic saves to keep Sri Lanka at bay and keep Thailand in this game. Kroeksak trying to be a little bit too extrovert there with a flick through the legs. You only do that when you're leading, not when you're under pressure. That is what the Thais are under here. 7 minutes to go. Sri Lanka still lead by 1-0. Ishanka scoops it into the D. It's dangerous. Another good save as well. Scrambled away. Kroeksak loses possession out to Sandran, who wins the long corner. Well, it is transpiring to be a very interesting game. Sri Lanka having troubles breaking down the Thais. Thais will be looking to hit on that counter-attack. Very disciplined from this Thai side. Narit just plays it wide. There's the big long switch in the scoop. And that's well controlled by Taranga. Ishanka. Well picked up by Pongsak. And a miscontrol allows it to go through to Surasak. He finds Palapat. Good play from him. And wins the Thais the hit. Chakan puts his stick straight through the ball. Taranga. Again, Sri Lanka looking to work the line and get it down to that baseline. And the Radha does well, pulls it back. Dharmith jinks past one, another good save from Wanchalerm. Thais can breathe a huge sigh of relief. They will be able to thank their keeper if they can manage to keep the scoreline like this going into the interval. Big scooping pass looking for the channel. It's a good run as well from Surasak. Good turn from him. Good defending again, though. The skipper, Nalantha, has been fantastic so far in this opening 31 minutes. Pongsak. Adisuan. Again, that turnover not helping the Thais. Ishanka. Taranga back inside, shoulder to shoulder. The official says play on. Samoethep doing well and skips past a couple of challenges. And he wins the hit as well. Here's Chakan. Down to the leading goal scorer, Thanakrit. Drives to the baseline and wins the penalty corner. This is where the Thais will have to take advantage. They're not going to get lots and lots and lots of opportunities in this match. High fives all round. Can they convert? That is the big question. It looks as though it's going to be the skipper Pongsak that will inject. Hanging around is Narit. Also Thanakrit and Surasak, so they do have options. 6 blue shirts in and around the D. It's pulled back. It's a nice one. It's nicely teed up and a nice little variation. However, they do get it wrong. And the opportunity goes askew. They moved the ball very, very quickly in tight area there. However, they just couldn't capitalize on it. So Sri Lanka can take a deep breath and they can look to push and start again. Push back. Ishanka. Again, Sri Lanka more than happy to just work it round and try and create the angles. Then they fire it into the D, looking for the diving lunge there. And another, well, that would have been spectacular had that gone in. And as it is, it's the official, Tao Tinyan, that takes one for the team, and a big smile and a laugh from him. Just got caught by that ball in. Well, you can't afford to ball watch in this game because the pace is so fast and so furious. That's a lovely play again, and really, really good play. And this time, Anuradha makes no mistake. It's almost a carbon copy of the move just a few moments ago. It is a stunning deft touch from the 23-year-old who doubles Sri Lanka's advantage right on the stroke of half-time. And you have to say, on the balance of play, it's thoroughly, thoroughly deserved. So they've scored literally halfway through the first half and right at the end of that first half. They do deserve it with the pressure that they have applied to this Thai team. However, they do know that they've got to keep that back door shut because Thailand have proved on 2 occasions that they can cause problems themselves. There's only 10 seconds left here, so Taranga will just keep this with Ishanka by the looks of things. They'll see it through to half-time. Ishanka just moves forwards with the ball. The little scoop, there's the horn. And basically, we just described what has happened in that first 35 minutes. It started, Sarandruan, it was that flicked the ball goal bounds. However, Yongyut tried to clear it away from the goal, but pushed it past his own goalkeeper into the back of the net to give Sri Lanka a 1-0 lead. And then Anuranda scoring with the deftest of touches, flipping it over the top of Wanchalerm. It's Sri Lanka that lead semi-final number 1 in the Hockey World League round 1 encounter here in Singapore by 1-0. It's all for the Thais to do in the second half. Very warm welcome back to the Sengkang Hockey Complex, where it is the Men's World League Round 1 first semi-final. It currently sees Sri Lanka beating Thailand by 2-0. The Thais have had two good opportunities, one penalty corner and an opportunity from Surasak to put it in the back of the net. And they're going straight on the offence here. But it is Sri Lanka that are leading. Surasak dances into that area and just fires it into the side netting. It looked like he just got caught there. Very dynamic opening then from the Thais as they look to get themselves back into this game. An own goal really that led to the first one. That was Yongyut that put it past Wanchalerm in goal before Another did ever so well to just deftly flick it and touch it over the onrushing goalkeeper to make it 2-0, almost on the stroke of half-time. So Sri Lanka looking strong here. The winner of this goes through to the final tomorrow and will face either China or Singapore. Only two qualify, so this, in essence, is a final. Sri Lanka will get themselves through to the next phase of the competition with victory here. Nice ball played down the line, but that's well read. However, they do win the hit. Saranga pulls it back. Dinesh finds Dharmit. Dharmit just dispossessed. Good defending again from the Thais. We've seen that a lot during that first half. Here's Pongsak. Just catches the knee there of Dharmit. Oh, that's lovely stick work there from Ishanka. Did well to beat the man, as does Taranga. Well, a mistake there from Harindra. Gives the ball straight to the Thais. And quickly, Adisuan looking to get on with things quickly. Well back there. And good tracking back from Dinesh. Just couldn't keep it in play. Well, the Sri Lankans looking to get bodies in behind the ball. Nicely scooped forwards, but again, the skipper, ever reliable, Nalantha, is there. Advantage played. It's Dharmit that comes away with the ball. Well, they're conceding possession far too cheaply in that area there, Sri Lanka. Do, however, get to win it back. Amila. Dinesh just helps it on. Taranga. Sri Lankan's just happy again just to stroke this around and probe for an opening. That's a lovely little pickup. But unfortunately, just couldn't be kept in play by Lahiru. Easily picked up by Dinesh. Taranga. Dinesh keeps possession. Harindra down the line. Nice play once more. And they know they should have done a little bit better there. A little bit of disappointment. And Arada felt he should have done better. Ball batted away into the path of Pongsak. He tries to help it on. Well defended that time again from Lanka. Foot used on that occasion from Adisuan. So Sri Lanka can take their time to come out here. Lahiru. Lakchan. Ishanka helps it on into the path of Suandran. Tharanga. Amila. Lakchan. Well dispossessed there from Narit. Narit doing ever so well. Adisuan tries to work the line. Surasak. Only one blue shirt up in advance with him. Surasak tried to find him but couldn't. Thais look to get bodies behind the ball again. Good stick work and well taken there. Ishanka taking it in his stride. Quickly they play out again. Pongsak tries to drive that forwards, looking for the run of Surasak. Surasak, who has 10 goals so far in this competition. Disappointed there that he didn't read that one. Again, Sri Lanka moving the ball well. Lahiru gets closed down quickly, but does well to scurry back and win it back. He helps it on. Amila. Tharanga. Little slip from him. Did he just roll his ankle? Well, he is down. Hopefully he's not out, because he's been bombing up and down the right-hand flank there, causing all sorts of problems. And that is exactly what Sri Lanka need. Well, there is another ranking game going on at the moment, a classification match between Hong Kong and Kazakhstan. That will be to see who will finish in 5th and 6th place. And it is Hong Kong that currently lead Kazakhstan by 3 goals to 2. I'll bring you the full-time score of that one a little bit later on, a little bit later as well. Plenty more action coming from the Sengkang Hockey Complex. We have the second semi-final in this, the Hockey World League. Round 1 encounter, of course. That will be the final game of play, which is scheduled to start at 6:30. As for tomorrow, well, 6 matches in total. We'll be here streaming live from 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But early on in the morning will be the classification match for the men's, the 7th and 8th position. Vietnam, we know, finished 9th. So that will be between Brunei, They'll be the ones that will be going at that one, along with Myanmar. Then we've got 3 women's games that promises so much. Thailand taking on Hong Kong. That should be an absolute belter. That game will be played before Kazakhstan take on Singapore in what could prove to be a must-win game. Thailand, of course, in the women's pool, have already qualified for round 2. Singapore, while they need to avoid defeat against Kazakhstan to get themselves through the way that things stand at the moment. Surasak couldn't get there. Lakshan. It is again. That's a lovely play from him in between the two. Skips past a third and a fourth. Gets to the byline. Does well to keep possession. Well, the goalkeeper had to come a long, long way there. And it's resulted in a penalty corner going in favour of Sri Lanka. Brilliant play, it has to be said. Lakshan driving all the way into the D, into the byline. So a chance then for the Sri Lankans to add another one. Only 5 players in and around the D, erring on the side of caution a little bit here. Not the best pace ball back, but however, it was a great strike from Ishanka, and it's resulted in a long corner. Ishanka gets on with things. Lakshan back inside. Good passing, good movement. Dinesh joining in as well. Well kept in play from Abita. He's been given a bit of an opportunity. Good stick work from Nalantha. Calmly keeps possession. Ishanka. Good stick work there from Abita. Very well played once more. And it is going to be penalty corner number 2 of this second half, their 3rd in total. So it almost worked the last time with Ishanka driving the ball goal bound. Good save though from Wanchalerm. What can they do this time? Good pace on the ball out. Good stop as well. Oh, that's great stick work. And a stunning strike, but an equally stunning save from Wanchalerm. It's a massive round of applause from the Thai ladies that are down in front of us over here to watch the men's team play. But Sri Lanka now growing with confidence. Lahiru just gets dispossessed. However, they win the hit. Just as we say that, we can see the other teams arriving for the game a little later on. The Singapore side has just turned up. The semi-final number 2, as Lakshan fires it in, looking to get it across the face of goal. However, to no avail. So the Thais need to try and make something happen here. That's a big long looping pass. It's a lovely pass as well into the path of Adisuan, who does well holding off the challenge. Well, they wanted the hit, not given. Still not as many bodies forwards as the Thais would have liked. Chakan tries to fire it back and keep possession. Well picked off by Sandaran. That's a poor pass in the end, played forwards. He knew it as well, Harindra. Here's Pongsak. The ball drilled in, and it's a nice one as well, looking for the run of Surasak. Surasak diving, trying to get the hit away, but couldn't. So again, Sri Lanka look to push on. Good stick work shown from Danish. Cross check has resulted in a yellow card for the skipper Pongsak, so Thais will be down to 10 for the next 5 minutes. A little bit of back chat there from Thanakrit. He's just getting a ticking off as well. So a real chance now for Sri Lanka to secure the dominance with another goal. However, Sandran with that touch isn't going to help matters. Big looping ball that almost takes a window out of a car in the car park on that occasion. Well, that one's gone out of the whole stadium and rolling down the road. I think we can put that down to a lost ball. Lakshan keeps it moving. It is again. Nice little pass inside. Dinesh fires it into the D. Well read on that occasion, however, it did just catch the hand of Arpakorn. Taken quickly from Sri Lanka, but didn't work out for them. Again, the tireless running off the ball from Surasak. He doesn't receive it, so he's actually going to be blowing a little bit. Bodies strewn all over the place as Thais look to come away with the ball. Sataporn. Good challenge from Ishanka. Another one who's worked incredibly hard in this game. Well, it's a hit in favour of the Thais right on the edge of the D. However, not taken from the right place, so the fans not happy with the umpire on that occasion. Narit. You can see what he was trying to do. In the end, wins the long corner. Drilled forwards and easily picked off and nicely scooped forwards into the path of Dharmarathane. Well, we know he can run with the ball and he can run without it. That's great stick work as well. He has the support coming. It's coming with Ishanka. Ishanka finally makes it into the quarter. Lakshan. Possession kept, the ball moving as well. Sandaran helps it forwards. Lovely little turn and reverse pass as well. The little flick from Dharmarathane should really have gone in. Another good save from Wanchalerm. Well, Wanchalerm has been fantastic so far throughout this competition, and particularly today. Has managed to keep the scoreline right down. So halfway through the second half. Still Sri Lanka that have a 2-goal advantage. They have a man advantage as well at the moment, after the yellow card was shown to Pongsak. Half-time in the classification match for 5th and 6th. It's Hong Kong leading Kazakhstan by 2-0. Surasak just couldn't bring that one down. Drilled forwards, but well picked off. Well won again by Chakan. Just when they look to be in a good position, they concede possession rather cheaply. And that is all that Sri Lanka will hope for. Mistakes made by this Thai side. Good play from Harindra. Good stick work shown from Dharmarathane. Nice little reverse pass back inside as Amila thought about firing it out wide and does at the second attempt. However, a miscontrol means the Thais can pick it up. Sataporn. Pongsak now coming back onto the field of play after serving his time. Thailand back up to full strength. That's a big scooping ball. It's not a bad one. It's a brilliant touch as well and really well controlled. The advantage being played and almost poked home from Surasak. Surasak on the reverse. Just couldn't make the contact. The Thais have to push now the last 15 minutes. That's a poor ball played forwards though from Chakan. And it's sloppy play like that that will cost them. They have had a couple of really good opportunities throughout this match, Thailand. However, they've been able to capitalise or hit the back of the net. But on that occasion, to sit in goal, making sure that nothing transpired. Palapat. Good strong challenge, however. The hit gone in favour of Sri Lanka. And a miscontrol from Palapat again. Oh, that was a little bit sloppy from Samoethep. Dharmarathane trying to dance past the challenges, couldn't dance past them all though. So Pongsak can come forwards with the ball. Urges his team to get forwards as well. Sombat. It's a good touch there from Palapat. Helped into the D. That's cool, calm defending again from Lanka, who has been, as we said in the first half, outstanding so far throughout the game. Really leading by example, the skipper. Here he is again. Fantastic display from him. Scoops forwards into the path of Dharmarathane, who skips past one. Drives the ball into the D, just boots it away in the end from Wanchalerm. Pongsak lunging, trying to keep possession. Smash forwards from Amila. However, the Thais can't get themselves out of trouble, and they're under a little bit of pressure again here now. Pongsak read that one really well. Now a chance for Surasak. Nantalan doing ever so well to win that one back. Time and space for Thanakrit to move into. Tried the reverse pass down the line. Didn't just come off though. Pongsak with a chance to fire into the D. The little touch didn't transpire or come the way that they would have liked it. I tell you that one of the most vocal people in this whole stadium at the moment is the head coach of Thailand, and the women's team I'm on about, Bai Yongyut, is just down in front of us with the women's team, and he's jumping up and down and hitting every single ball with the men and explaining things to the women's team. Really is trying to get behind the side as well, as Pongsak fires it forwards, but the angle wasn't there. The runs were being made inside instead of outside. Again, just as the Thai pressure increases, Sri Lanka have a chance to use the release valve and get up the other end of the field of play. That's exactly what they do. Scoop back into the middle. A good touch there from Dharmit. Dharmit dinking, dancing. Oh, wonderful play. What a wonderful goal. Perfectly executed, but wonderfully teed up from Dharmit. He put it on a plate for Anuradha to get his second goal of the game. And you feel that that will see off the Thais' strong challenge this second half. But what a wonderful piece of skill from Dharmit. That surely will be that. Talk about playing counter-attacking hockey. That's exactly what they've done there. They've soaked up all the pressure that the Thais have thrown at them, and they've hit them on the counter. Oh, clearly you can see that Chakan thought that that was a dive. It's another yellow card, though. So the Thais will go down to 5 minutes. The Thunder and Lightning is looming. There's only a fraction under 10 minutes to go here. So all concerned will be hoping that they can get this over and done with no danger to the players. Lakshan keeps it simple. Amila back to Lakshan. He helps it down the line. The man who scored 2 goals today, Anuradha, keeps it simple. And Sri Lanka more than happy to just pop this about now. 3-0 victory not only sees them into tomorrow's final, it also sees them into round 2 of the Men's Hockey League. It is the 2 best teams that will qualify to go through to round 2. Those will take place the 4th to the 12th of March, the 11th to the 19th of March, and the 25th to the 2nd of April in 2017. Nice ball played into the box. A good save in the end. There's actually 3 teams that will qualify for round 2. Sorry about that. So a lot will be riding on the bronze medal match tomorrow. Another opportunity for Sri Lanka. And the reverse strike was stunning from Shamika. Good save again from Wanchalerm. This is some of the best hockey and the most exciting hockey we've seen throughout this tournament so far. Here comes Sri Lanka again. Lahiru helps it down the line. Well read again though. Pongsak keeps it simple, helps it forwards. Well read and well cut out though from Ishanka. Ishanka tees it up nicely, teed up again once more. Dharmarathane on the outside, went for the reverse strike, and now it's all the ooze from the Sri Lankan ladies that are sitting just a little way away from us. Good effort there from Dharmarathane. Unfortunately, just into the side netting. Sri Lanka win it back though. A chance for the hat-trick. The reverse shot. And the Radha just couldn't find the target. He as well finds the side netting. Well won back again though from Aranada. They win the hits as well. Under 6.5 minutes to go here. It does look as though it is Sri Lanka that are going to claim themselves a spot in the final and a spot in round 2. Oh, it's given away cheaply. A chance here though. Abita wants the hit, not given. Well, the hit given eventually. The umpire just waiting to see if an advantage was there to be played. Harindra tees it up nicely. Great strike from Abita, just wide. Well, the players are being called off the field of play due to thunder and lightning. So we will have a slight delay here at the Sengkang Hockey Complex. We do apologise for that, but there is absolutely nothing we can do about the weather. We're hoping that this blows over. It does look a little bit clearer towards the left-hand side, but it has got very dark in the last 5-10 minutes. So, with the scoreline reading Sri Lanka 3, Thailand 0, and with just under 6 minutes to go in the game, both sides pulled from the field of play. We'll resume as soon as the lightning passes by, and we're hoping that that will just be a very, very short while. Please bear with us. We will be back very, very soon. Very warm welcome back to the Sengkang Hockey Complex. We do apologise for the delay. There's not a lot we can do about the weather, so we do apologise for that as well. However, with just under 6 minutes to go, it's Sri Lanka leading Thailand by 3-0. But what we must stress at this point in time is that the most important thing is the players' safety. That is why they were withdrawn from the field of play due to the lightning that is in and around the Singapore area. So we are sure you understand that that is the reason why this game has been delayed by about 20-25 minutes. So apologies there. However, we're back underway with just 5 minutes to go now. And it is Sri Lanka that are looking strong. I've managed to be talking to some officials while we've been here as well. And it's 3 teams that will qualify as the quota. Not 2 as I first was told. It's now 3. So this, as much as it's a final, guarantees the winner of this an automatic spot into round 2. And it looks as though it's going to be Thailand that will have the opportunity against either Singapore or China tomorrow to get themselves that final berth. So still plenty to play for. And you just wonder if once that second goal went in, that's why the Thais took their foot off the gas slightly, looking to save themselves a little bit for tomorrow as well. That is going to be an absolute crucial game to see who can also qualify for round 2. China, of course, are the red-hot favourites. This one, Sri Lanka have looked the better side over the full period of play. You have to say that. And Sri Lanka trying to carry on where they left off. Amila drives it into the D. It goes all the way straight through. Wanchalerm just raises his foot and lets it hit the backboard. So Sri Lanka just looking to stroke this around, keep themselves happy. As mentioned, round 2 of this competition will take place in March, late March, or the beginning to the late March and early April next year. Dakar, Dublin and Tarragona in Trinidad and Tobago are the designated places that will host round 2. So, of course, that's when the bigger hitters and the higher seeded ranking teams come in. For round 2, it'll be 12th through to 20th that receive an automatic bye. That's Malaysia, South Africa, Ireland, Canada, Japan, Poland, France, Russia and Egypt. And then after that, there will be the semi-final legs that will be held in June 2017. And that's where the top 10 will automatically come into the competition as well. So Sri Lanka just happy to pop this one about. The Thais trying to get themselves going again. However, with a lengthy delay, it is going to cause problems. The penalty corner has been awarded though. Good stick work shown in and around the D, as always, from the Sri Lankans. It's the 3rd penalty corner of the half. It's their 4th over the duration of the full match. Been a little bit shy on penalty corners throughout this encounter. Just 5 in total. So a quick conflab, and we'll see what they can do. Just under 2 minutes remaining. Ball drilled out into Ishanka, who tees it up nicely. A good finish. Sundaran gets on the score sheet after injecting it to the edge of the D. Thailand's misery is compounded and now complete, because it's Sri Lanka that take a 4-0 lead. Can they sneak another one? Dharmarathane looking to get round the outside. Does well. Was the contact? He felt there was. No, say the officials. The ball scooped away, but only as far as Lakshan. Lakshan inside to Amila. Amila fires it into the D, but not cleared properly. Both umpires didn't see. They'll look at each other and have a little conversation. Play continues. fans starting to trickle in now. They thought the Singapore game would be at 6:30. However, it has just been slightly delayed to 7 o'clock, that we can tell you. So the teams will be warming up as soon as this game concludes. They will be out there getting themselves ready for the match. Really good play again. And that's a cool finish from Abita. Well, we said that the misery was compounded with a fourth. That is game, set and match Sri Lanka. 4 goals for the tournament for Abita. And that is all done by the shouting, because the Thais will just hit this off. And then with 10 seconds remaining, basically the Thais have said, you have the ball and just keep it back there. And that's exactly what Sri Lanka do. They show the respect as well that the Thais just showed to them. There is the horn. So after the rain and lightning delay, this one's concluded. And it's been 2 goals in the final 5 minutes from Sri Lanka that dominated from start to finish. Thailand did have a couple of opportunities. Most importantly, though, it's Sri Lanka that advanced through to the final tomorrow. They'll play China or Singapore. That game coming up a little bit later on. But what it means is that there will be a last chance saloon for the Thais. They will play the loser of the second semi-final to see who will qualify for round 2 in the Hockey World League. But this one's finished. Sri Lanka 5, Thailand 0. It's Sri Lanka through to the final. If you're just joining us, a very warm welcome to the Sengkang Hockey Complex. We do apologise, but there has been a rain and lightning delay, which has meant that the first semi-final has overrun by about 20-25 minutes. That means that China and Singapore, who will go head-to-head to see who will win a place in the final and the opportunity to progress through to round 2 of the Hockey World League, will take place at 7 p.m. So there has been a slight delay. Please bear with us. We will be streaming all the way through, but the hit-off will start bang on 7 o'clock. Just for your information, it's Sri Lanka that defeated Thailand by 5-0. The second semi-final coming up in about 35 minutes' time.